Hi there, this is Jamie with At Home Fitness, and we've got another treadmill maintenance video for you. Today we're going to be talking about adjusting a shifted belt. So this is a little bit different than tensioning the belt. If your tensioning was done incorrectly, or sometimes the way you walk, it can cause your belt to shift from one side to another. Here we force the belt over to be able to demonstrate this to you. And my belt is now rubbing on this side. When I turn it on, I'm going to hear some friction, and now I see a noticeable gap here between the belt and the edge that is not typically there. So there's a couple of little tricks we can do to get this recentered. Again, this is something very easy to do at home before you make that phone call to a technician. But let's get to it. Let me show you a couple of tips. Okay, so there's a few things with our belt adjustment we can try. As I mentioned, one of the problems could be our back roller is shifted and causing the belt to go to the lower side on there. But sometimes that's not the issue. Again, it could be the way you walk. So the first thing you're going to do is turn your treadmill on with nobody on it at the slowest speed, and gently we're going to push the belt back to center where it should be. This may take a couple of little pushes. Hold on so you don't take off and go fall in with your treadmill bell. Now once it's centered, you're going to turn the speed up to 3 miles an hour. With all of our maintenance, we're generally going to be doing stuff right around 3. That's fast enough that we can see if a change is being made, but not so fast that it's going to become dangerous. So if I turn it on at 3 miles an hour, now I can watch the belt and see what happens. If my belt was to shift back to how it was, now I know I have a problem with those rollers. If the belt is staying center, now I know there's a problem with the way that I'm walking on there and I'm causing the belt to shift. You can either make a few adjustments, or you can do what I just did and walk the treadmill back before every use and get it centered. If it starts to shift, walk it back again at a low speed. Our belt is staying center, so we know there's no problem with the rollers, but I'm going to show you how you would adjust that if there were. Okay, so I've walked the belt back to center. It's staying centered, but if it hadn't stayed centered and it had shifted back to how it was to that side, then what we're gonna do is similar to our belt tensioning. We're gonna go over with our tool that came with the treadmill, go to the opposite side bolt. Now, if my belt is moving that way, that means this side is looser than this side is. So I'm gonna loosen this side, lefty-loosey. So we go from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock to loosen this up. We're gonna turn the treadmill back on with no one on it and watch and see what happens. If it stays centered, we know we fixed the problem. If it's continuing to shift, we're gonna do another quarter turn down to 6 o'clock and see if that corrects our problem. If the belt is staying centered with nobody on it, you should be good to go. If you're walking on it and finding you're always forcing it to one side, you can also use this tip to compensate for the way that you walk by doing an adjustment for it. Keep in mind that's going to be different when different users get on, and somebody else that maybe doesn't walk as heavy with their right leg as you do is going to experience a different problem. So this may not be ideal when you have multiple users on your treadmill. It's a pretty quick, easy fix. Save yourself that service call and give those things a try first. Next, we're going to talk about lubricating your belt, and please check out the video for tensioning your belt to make sure that it doesn't slip and move during usage. Again, this is Jamie with At Home Fitness talking treadmill maintenance.